I wanted to share a couple thoughts from a film that may appear to be a unlikely source of wisdom, but you may be surprised. Check out the film Head, which stars the Monkees. I'm not sure what year it was made, but it was a while ago. And in it, they run into a guru amongst other adventures, and this guru has shared with them some interesting insights, which have really stuck with me over the years since I first saw it, well over a decade ago. It talks about how where there is choice, there is suffering. And lately I've become acutely aware of this truth. I notice that a lot of times if I'm upset, it's because I'm conflicted about a choice that I have to make. And in relationships, it can seem like, oh, I'm angry at this other person. But what I'm finding out more and more is that I'm upset or angry because I have to make a choice. And I don't want to make a choice. But life requires choices pretty much daily. And so in a relationship of any sort, a choice that we're making is this other person worth investing time or not? And so if they behave in a way that brings up inner conflict, it's frustrating because then you have to struggle with that decision-making process. And you see the good side and you see the bad side, and it's frustrating because everybody is full of contradictions. And there are very few people that are purely palatable or purely not pleasant. So there is this inner conflict. And so it's interesting to observe within yourself, when am I making choices? And is this fact that I don't want to be making a choice the root of my discomfort? And really, when it comes down to it, the best way to make a choice is not to listen to your mind, because your mind is like a lawyer who can basically represent whoever the client is. The mind can represent whatever position it wants. But your body, your feelings, your intuition, subtle energies that you tune into, what makes you feel good, that is the most powerful way to make a good choice. And when you come to that decision, you may awake from a dream. You may just be in the shower and have an epiphany. However it comes to you, you will then feel resolution and peace. Another piece of wisdom from this film is the phrase, allow the unknown to occur and occur. And this reminds me of a book by Pema Chodrom called Comfortable with Uncertainty. And there are a lot of reasons to believe that certainty, predictability is a big driving force within our life. And so we are seeking permanence. We're seeking stability. We're seeking a kind of predictable yet at the same time comforting kind of situation. And then we get bored if we're understimulated and we want change. But a lot of times there is this driving force for things to be predictable and known. And so what I have observed is that a lot of people are looking for some kind of an ending. And that doesn't mean they're suicidal, but they're looking for an end to all this choice making, an end to all this unpredictability. And so they look to things from this world that can stop their mind from fearing change. And in Buddhism, there's a lot of emphasis upon impermanence and accepting and embracing impermanence to help to relieve the suffering that goes along with resisting change. So people might turn to drugs or alcohol to get a break from the mind. They might feel that something from their socialization, such as marriage or the perfect job or the perfect house or the perfect car or whatever, things or experiences of this world might bring a kind of stasis. But when you get married, you find that life continues on. And if you get the perfect job, that comes with challenges as well and change. Home, car, whatever it is, you may get a temporary feeling of really having it all together and really being on top of things. But then if you're following your mind, you're going to want something else. You're going to want another fix, another sense of okayness from some situation or from something. So that phrase from the film Head that I find so wonderful, which is allow the unknown to occur and occur, can be incredibly centering and comforting. And I believe as well that we may have a kind of internal sense of what it was like before we were born into the physical world, in which there was so much less drama in that space, in that spirit realm. And as we go along on our journey, one of the things our ego can use against us is the feeling that life is just horrible because there's always these challenging, situations that arise. Why get out of bed? You're going to be faced with challenges. But we have to deal with these. And so by listening to our intuition, listening to our feelings, allowing change, allowing the unknown to unfold before us and to embrace that, can bring harmony and a sense of being in flow with life, as opposed to saying, oh, I wish things would just end. Eckhart Tolle talks about how as long as the mind is chattering and how, as long as we are continually fighting against what is, then we can have the experience that it's just one damn thing after another. And for so many people, that's what life feels like. One damn thing after another, with brief little breaks on holidays or vacations or being drunk or, being asleep or, some other kind of escape from this conscious realm. But, if we get focused upon what is really important and what is the underlying challenge of this change, then we can embrace the wisdom that comes from, making choices as best we can and listening to our body to see what choice is best for us in the moment. We may regret choices later on, but all we can do is in this moment make the best choices given what we know and given our connection with our wisdom and intuition, and allowing things to just unfold and to occur, and not look for any kind of false illusory endings. Because even if we die, change continues. I believe that there is an eternal life within us. And so we may hang out in the spirit realm for a while, we may reincarnate, take on some other form, but along with the concept that energy cannot be created or destroyed, this is an eternal process, so we must learn to just go with the flow. Thanks for listening.